Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons and Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and psychology, specifically the lesson that Dungeon Masters and players should be taking from Naomi Osaka. All right, so what is Naomi Osaka teaching Dungeon Masters and players for Dungeons & Dragons? So first of all, just in case maybe not everybody in the world knows who Naomi Osaka is, I certainly do. She's a top-ranked, world-class tennis player, professional tennis player, and she just did something truly historic. She dropped out of the French Open, and she said, "I am dropping out of the French Open because my mental health is not sound." Right? So basically, this is the only thing. So one of the reasons why this made international news was the idea that generally athletes, all they worry about is their body. If their body is ready to go, they're on point, and they are there, and they are going to compete because they have teams who are relying on them, or if they don't have, actually, even individual athletes today have teams that are relying on them, right? Naomi Osaka is not one person who performs well in tennis, right? She's got a coach. She's got sponsors. She has she probably has a public relations, person, right? There's tons and tons of stuff. There's literally 10 to 20 different points on her career elements that require one or more people to work for them, right? So she could be a team. She's definitely a team. I don't think that there's no question her team is at least two other people, right? At minimum, it would be her coach and her sponsor organizer, right? That's at least, so that's a team of three, right? So every athlete today, every professional athlete today is a team, right? Now they could be on a literal team, or they could be on a team of people that rely on them literally for their pay, right? Like Naomi Osaka. So previously, I think there was a lot of pressure for athletes where it was like, hey, is your body sound? Rock on, let's go, man. It's time to win some money. It's time to win some world records. It's time to, put points on the board, right? But Naomi Osaka, basically, the thing that's really different is she gave no indication that her body was unsound in any way. She was saying, my mental health is not sound, right? And because of that, I'm not going to play. This is new, right? We haven't really seen this before. We have definitely seen before where people are like, my body's not good, I'm not going to play, right? But it's relatively new. And I've never seen it in my entire life where somebody was like, my mental health is my mental health is not sound. My mental health is not sound. I'm going to not play today. My team cannot count on me right now, right? That is very, very new, right? So one, I really applaud her openness, and I also applaud her creating a historical moment, right? This has never been done before. I think it might have been done, but not at a prominence, not at a scale and prominence that this has, right? This is the first time I've really seen this make international news and impact people and start a discussion. So the question then is, if we're sad, right? If we're, she did say specifically that she's been suffering from depression, and so most of this aligns with depression. So if we're sad or depressed, do we get on the horn and tell everybody, hey, I'm sad, no game this week if we're the Dungeon Master? Do we get on the horn and say, I'm sad, no, I'm not going to be there for the crew, they're going to have to go without me, right? It's a good question. And basically, I think it's an interesting question too for Dungeons & Dragons, because one of the things that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, I'm saying what I've seen at the table. I have seen the exact opposite happen at the table, where people are like, I'm sad, I need to be at the Dungeons & Dragons table, right? Because this is going to be a lift up for me, right? Naomi Osaka, she's sad and depressed, right? That's what she's saying. And she's saying, I can't be in tennis. Tennis isn't going to lift me up, it's going to tear me down, right? That is different. With D&D, I've seen many, many players say, I am really suffering with sadness and depression this week. I cannot wait to be at the table because it's going to help me, right? That is incredibly different, right? So there's so many questions this unlocks. What is the difference between tennis and D&D that one would uplift and the other one would be like this sucking void that would make somebody not want to do it, right? I think there's a lot to explore here, right? And we are too early in my analysis to get an answer yet. I am going to think on this a little bit, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, right? What do you think of this? What lesson should dungeon masters and players be taking from Naomi Osaka? When they're sad and depressed, should they wrap it up and not show up at the table, or should they show up at the table? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below, and also any ideas for me on how to parameterize this problem and think about it to come to the right solution, to come to the right answer to the question. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.